The dark side of the moon. For centuries, humans have been fascinated by the moon. We see its bright side almost every night glowing in the sky, but there's another side we never see. That hidden side is called the dark side of the moon. The name sounds mysterious, even scary, but the truth is it's not always dark. It gets sunlight just like the side we see. However, it's dark to us because it's always turned away from Earth. This story imagines what secrets the dark side of the moon might hide. Chapter 1. The Discovery. In the year 2055, scientists finally completed a space mission called Lunar Voyager. The mission was to send a team of astronauts to explore the dark side of the moon for the first time. People on Earth were excited. The moon's far side had been photographed before by satellites, but no human had ever set foot there. Commander Elena Hayes led the team of 3 astronauts, Dr. Amir Khan, a geologist, and Sarah Lopez, an engineer. They were trained for years and ready for anything. Their spaceship, Luna Explorer, landed safely near a large crater called the Shadow Abyss. The name was fitting because the crater was one of the deepest and darkest on the moon. As they stepped out of their spacecraft, they felt a mix of wonder and fear. The surface was rough and gray, just like the side of the moon visible from Earth, but it felt different, isolated and quiet. There were no stars in the sky because the sun's light reflected off the moon's surface, making it too bright to see the stars. Dr. Khan was the first to speak. "It's beautiful and eerie at the same time, like we're standing on the edge of the universe." Chapter 2. The Signal. While exploring the area around the crater, Sarah picked up a strange signal on her communication device. It was faint, but it repeated in a pattern. Beep, 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 beep. "What's that?" she asked. Elena checked her equipment. "It's not from our ship or Earth. Could it be interference?" Dr. Khan shook his head. "No, this is intentional. Someone or something is sending a message." The team decided to follow the signal. It led them deeper into the crater. As they descended, the sunlight disappeared, and they had to rely on their suit lights. The air felt heavy, even though there was no atmosphere. Their hearts raced. At the bottom of the crater, they found something that made them stop in their tracks, a metallic structure. It was half buried in the lunar dust and looked ancient, yet advanced. It didn't resemble anything built by humans. Chapter 3. The Artifact. The structure was shaped like a dome with symbols carved into its surface. The symbols glowed faintly as the astronauts approached. Sarah scanned it with her equipment. "This material isn't in any database. It's not from Earth." Dr. Khan brushed off the dust with his gloved hand and noticed a panel that looked like a door. "Should we try to open it?" Elena hesitated. "We need to be careful. We don't know what's inside." After some debate, they decided to open the door. When Sarah pressed her hand against the panel, it slid open silently. Inside was a dark tunnel that led further underground. The signal they had been following grew stronger. The team entered cautiously. The walls of the tunnel were smooth and cold, glowing with the same faint light as the symbols outside. After walking for what felt like hours, they reached a large chamber. In the center of the chamber was a glowing sphere floating above the ground. It pulsed with light matching the rhythm of the signal. Around it were strange machines and holographic displays showing images of galaxies and planets they didn't recognize. This is alien," Dr. Khan whispered. "We're not alone." Chapter 4. The Message. As they stepped closer to the sphere, it began to hum. A voice, soft and melodic, filled the room. It wasn't speaking in any language they knew, but somehow they understood. "Welcome, travelers. We are the Lumari, an ancient race. This station is our last gift to the universe. We watched over your world long ago but left when we saw you could thrive on your own." The astronauts were stunned. They had so many questions, but the voice continued. This station holds knowledge of the cosmos, but it also holds a warning. A great danger approaches your planet, a force that destroys worlds. Use our knowledge wisely and protect your home. Before they could ask what the danger was, the sphere dimmed and the chamber began to shake. The structure was collapsing. Run, Elena shouted. Chapter 5. The Return. The team barely escaped as the structure crumbled behind them. When they reached the surface, they looked back at the crater. The metallic dome was gone, buried under rock and dust. They returned to their spacecraft, carrying a small device they had taken from the chamber. It was shaped like a cube and glowed faintly. Back on Earth, scientists analyzed the device and found that it contained star maps, advanced technology, and a warning about an approaching asteroid swarm that could wipe out life on the planet. Using the Lumari's knowledge, humanity united to build a defense system. For the first time in history, countries worked together to protect Earth. The dark side of the moon was no longer a mystery. It had given humanity not only knowledge but also hope. The astronauts of Lunar Voyager became heroes, and the story of the Lumari inspired generations to look up at the stars and wonder, what else is out there? And as humanity prepared for the challenges ahead, they knew one thing for sure: the universe was vast, and they were not alone.